Okay, so I want to do a quick screen recording of the problems that you're going to have in this section of graphing logarithmic and exponential equations. These look a little bit different than the ones I showed you in the example, so I want to show you how to work your graphs in DeltaMath. So notice here I've got Desmos and DeltaMath both opened up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the equation that I've got here. I'm going to jot that down on a piece of paper. Then I'm going to go into Desmos and we're going to look and see how to graph this. So I clear out everything that's in there. I want to make sure that my graph is 1-to-1. In other words, I can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want it to be something like this where it's going every 2 or every 5. You want it to be 1-to-1. So I want a graph that looks similar to this. Then I'm going to type that graph in. Now, it's asking me to do a log base 4, and it was f of x. So f of x equals, now to get that log base 4, I'm going to click this keyboard, and I'm going to go over here to functions, and I'm going to go to miscellaneous functions. You've got several different types, and we'll work with some of these different types later. But we want to go down here to where it says log base b, and then it'll give you that form. Log, this is base 4, and in there I've got an x minus 6 that I put in parentheses, and then that minus 5 was on the outside, and then I can't forget to put my negative in the front that was there. And then you see you end up with this graph in green of your natural log. And what they want you to do is they want you to copy this graph into DeltaMath. And then the only way you can do that is to pay attention to some significant points on this graph. So what I want to do is pick 2 corner points. So I'm going to look, now you cannot assume that these are corner points. This is an asymptote at x equals 6, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes, but you do need to pay attention to where that asymptote is. This line is approaching x equals 6. It's not crossing. This is not a vertical line. This is a very, very gradual line that is approaching the asymptote. So we have to find corner points that are not on that part. And you see that this gradually continues to go in a downward direction as x approaches infinity. And then when I look at this, I'm finding 2 corner points. I've got one at 7, negative 5, and I've got one at 10, negative 6. So I'm going to go back into DeltaMath. 7, negative 5 is there, and 10, negative 6 is right there. So I manipulate this so that my ordered pairs, those yellow ordered pairs, are at the 2 corner points. Now I'm going to go back and make sure. I've got 7, negative 5, and 10, negative 6. So 7, negative 5, 10, negative 6. Yes, I've done that correctly. And then my vertical asymptote is right here at x equals 6. So I go back into DeltaMath. I'm going to click here, tell it it's a vertical asymptote. It's going to put that vertical asymptote randomly somewhere on the graph. I need to click it and drag it where I want it to be, and it was at x equals 6. So it was about right there. And I'm going to move it right on 6 if I can. And then that should do it. Let me go back and double check. Yes, it is at x equals 6. So I've got my graph. I'm going to hit submit. Yes, that's the answer I want, and we got it correct. I'm going to go to a new problem. I want to make sure I do one that's an exponential as well. Here's one that is exponential, so I'm going to copy that one down. F of x equals negative 4 to the x minus 4 plus 5. I'm going to go into Desmos, get rid of the one that I had in there. I'm just going to type it in. F of x equals, it was a negative 4 to the power, and then I'm going to put the x minus 4 in parentheses so that Desmos knows that that whole thing is the exponent. I get out of the exponent mode and I hit plus 5. So that's the equation that they gave me. I'm going to click and drag it so I can see exactly what's happening. Looks like this one has a horizontal asymptote at y equals 5. And then I need to find 2 corner points. It looks like I've got a corner point at 4, 4 and at 5, 1. So corner points, I'm going to go back into DeltaMath. Corner points at 4, 4 and 5, 1, and horizontal asymptote at y equals 5. So I go here, I tell it it's a horizontal asymptote, and I drag that horizontal asymptote up to the 5. Once I get it where I think it needs to be. I hit submit, yes, and it'll tell me whether I'm right or wrong. You will have the videos available to you. You can always go to their watch help videos and they'll show you a little bit. Now they're going to show you things on a graphing calculator. Your graphing calculator is just going to be Desmos. That's why I wanted to actually show you on screen what I do using Desmos. So hopefully that's all you need.